I was at the gym the other day, just running on the treadmill, and my mind started wandering. I started thinking about how just a few weeks ago I couldn't even get myself out of bed to get in the gym. And now here I am being consistent and feeling good. And I asked myself why? What's different now? What could have changed in the 2 weeks? Why does my motivation come and go like this? And when I gave it more thought, I think I finally started to figure it out. Motivation isn't this random thing that just shows up when it wants to. It's not a switch that flips on and off for no reason. It's deeper than that. It comes down to one thing. Are you really chasing what you want? For a long time, I thought I was unmotivated because something was wrong with me, like I was lazy or just broken or just didn't have what it takes to be consistent. But looking back, a lot of the times I lost motivation were times that I was chasing something that wasn't really mine. I remember being in college and people pointing me in directions that were good directions, but they weren't my direction. Everyone had opinions on what I should do, what I should focus on, and what path made the most sense. And to be honest, I listened because at the time I thought they knew better than me. But I wasn't motivated. I was just going through the motions, doing what I was supposed to do instead of what I actually wanted to do. It wasn't until I was already an upperclassman that I finally sat with myself and figured out what I actually cared about, what spoke to me, not what spoke to everyone else. And that took a lot of reflection, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of realizing that just because something isn't a good path doesn't mean it's my path. And here's what I've learned about motivation. If you truly want something to change in your life, you'll find a way to work toward it. You'll always stay consistent even when it's hard. But if it's not something you really want, if it's something you think you should want, or something someone else wants for you, you'll always find a way out of it. You'll make those excuses and you'll fall off. And then you'll beat yourself up after it for being unmotivated. But you're not unmotivated. You're just not connected to that goal. Motivation isn't about grinding yourself into the ground for something that doesn't matter to you. It's about finding what actually does matter and then being able to show up for it. And here's the thing that nobody really talks about. It's not always about that end goal. It's about the journey. The journey is the majority of it. The grind, the process, the day to day. That's where you spend most, if not all, your time. And if you're not only focused on the finish line, you're going to burn out before you get there. You have to make the journey enjoyable. Not easy, enjoyable. There's a difference. For me, that looks like sharing my progress with the people who actually want to see me succeed, not the people who are going to critique me at every step, but people who genuinely care. It looks like mapping out small wins so I can celebrate myself along the way, not waiting until I reach the big goal to feel proud, but acknowledging the little stuff too. And it looks like going at a pace that I can actually commit to, not sprinting out of the gate and crashing 2 weeks in, but finding a rhythm that I can sustain, something I can give 100% to without destroying myself. Because if you're not willing to embrace that journey, the goal won't even be worth it when you get there. It'll feel empty. You'll just move on to the next thing and wonder why you're still not happy. But I'd be lying if I said that motivation was always that simple. Sometimes it's not about chasing the wrong thing. Sometimes life just hits you in a way that changes everything. I lost one of my close friends 2 years ago. His name was Ryan, and when that happened, it didn't really matter what my goals were at the time. It didn't matter what I was working toward. All of it just stopped making sense. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I tried to hide it from the people I loved because I saw it as a weakness. And I told myself I was fine. I tried to push through it, but I wasn't fine. And it wasn't until New Year's that year that I finally let myself feel it. The ball dropped and I just broke down. And honestly, that's where things started to shift. Not because I forgot about Ryan. I'll never forget him. But because I realized he wouldn't want me sitting around and doing nothing with my life. After he passed, my goals and my pain had completely shifted. I had to sit with myself and figure out who I was now. And now that he wasn't in my life anymore, who I'm going to be. That's not something anyone could tell me, something anyone could prepare me for. That was just something I had to work through on my own. And that's the thing about motivation. Sometimes it disappears not because you're lazy, but because your whole world changed and You just haven't caught up yet. You're not broken. You're processing, you're adjusting. You're trying to figure out what matters to you now, not what mattered to you before, and that takes time. And it takes honesty with yourself. So, where am I now? The main goal that I'm working toward isn't some big achievement, it's not a title or something I can put on a resume. It's my mental and physical health. I'm focusing on taking care of myself before I push myself too far, before the stress and anxiety of the real world and growing up catches me in a way that I can't come back from. I'm learning to be forgiving of myself, to stop beating myself up every time I fall off, and to stop treating myself like a failure. And I'm surrounding myself with the right people. People who want to see me succeed. People who will show up for my wins, not just my lows. People who actually care. Because I've realized that when you have the right people around and you're being honest with yourself about what you really want, you can achieve anything. So if you're watching this and you feel like you can't stay motivated, I want you to ask yourself something. Are you chasing what you actually want? Or are you chasing what someone else told you to want? Are you enjoying this journey, or are you just trying to survive until the end? Are you being kind to yourself along the way, or are you just beating yourself up every time you fall short? Motivation isn't something you find, it's something you build. When you're honest about what you care about, when you make the process something you can actually live with, and when you surround yourself with the people who want to see you win, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start being real with yourself and go at your own pace, not anyone else's. You deserve that.